With Squid Game Season 3 releasing just a couple days back, today we're going to be ranking every single game from Squid Game Season 1 all the way to Squid Game Season 3. And yeah, there will be spoilers, obviously, regarding Squid Game Season 3 and, 1 and 2 if you haven't watched that for some reason. So just be aware of that. And before we start, I'm reaching for a goal of 50 subscribers by the end of the month originally, but, I haven't been having enough time to make these videos, so, I haven't got 50 subscribers yet, so there's still time, so I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. And I'm also introducing a new feature called Community Topics, so if you want to see me discuss a certain topic, just type it in the comments down below, and I'll consider that to add to my next video. But without further ado, let's dive right into it. At 15th place, I have Dakji. This is a pretty solid game, and as a Korean myself, it's really interesting to see other people react to this game. It's something I used to play as a child many times. But in the end, it's just paper slapping against paper. It's not as significant as some of the other scenes, but yeah. I will be ranking all of these games based on how well they were executed on screen, but how interesting the games itself are. So with that, Dakji is at last place. And at 14th place, I have the Midnight Fight, aka the special game that's throughout all the 3 seasons. This is a great way to show the lowest humanity can go and the lengths people will do to get the money. And it's really fascinating and it's really exciting to watch this happen. Especially in season 1, the lighting with the flashing lights, they really add a sense of fear onto you, and it's nerve-wracking to watch that play out on screen. It was really well executed, so I really appreciate that. So that's at 14th place. And at 13th place, I have Red Light Green Light version 2 from the season 2 of Squid Game, the rehash of the season 1. It doesn't have the shock factor, obviously, because we see Gi-Hun come back. And yeah, that's why it's placed a little bit lower on the other games. But Lee Jung-jae, he's phenomenal at making this game. He's basically, we're rehashing this, but he still finds ways to make it interesting. Obviously there's new players, but his reaction to trying to help every single person make it out really makes this extra dimension to this game that's really fascinating to watch. So yeah, that's at 13th place. And at 12th place is Jump Rope from season 3, the recent season. This game is solid, and it's the songs that go into it, I think that might become a hit, possibly like the Mingle song. I don't know, we'll have to see about that. But there just wasn't much to it. A lot of people survived, and the only real obstacle was the players pushing the other players off when they got to the finish line. There wasn't really anything that was like special. I wish they had a one extra factor instead of just that one gap. I don't know, maybe we could have different factors, spinning ropes possibly. I don't know. I feel like they could have done more with that game, and it was just really underwhelming because I think a lot of people made it through that game. So the stakes were there, but I just wish it was a little bit higher, and that's why it's placed a little bit lower. And at number 11, it's Honeycomb. This is a solid game once again. And like I said, I'm Korean. I've seen these treats when I visit Korea, so it's really interesting to see that once again play out on screen. And in the end, all these characters are just cutting across the cookies, but the way the scenes executed in season 1 really makes it nerve-wracking, and it was really interesting to watch. And we also get to see Gi-Hun's clever side as he licked the honeycomb. So yeah, that game was pretty interesting. And at number 10 is Russian Roulette. Rock, paper, scissors -1. The original first Russian Roulette was really good. Mr. Kim, he gets a redemption arc from season 1. And his death, his sacrifice for Mr. Choi is really, really heartbreaking. And the conversations that Gi-Hun and Recruiter has later in episode 1 is one of my favorite scenes across all 3 seasons, if not my favorite scene. So while this might not be an official full-fledged game similar to Dakji, but it has this, the acting, the writing, everything that goes into this makes this a really nerve-wracking game to watch, but a really well-executed game to watch. So yeah, it's one of my favorites, but obviously it's not a full-fledged game, so it's at 10th place. And 9th place is Marbles. Similarly, this game doesn't have a lot to it, but the Marbles episode is by far the best episode across all 3 seasons. Them eliminating half the characters, the wife and the husband, and all the characters being split up creates this heartbreaking scenarios, and the way this game played out across the entire episode, which is so beautiful. So I will put this at ninth place. And at eighth place is Squid Game. I was wondering if they're gonna just rehash Squid Game similar to how they rehash Red Light, Green Light, or if they're gonna do an entire new game. But I feel like that could have also been off because there's no Squid Game in Squid Game Season 2 and 3. I mean, it's not that much important thing, but I don't know, it just got to me. But the fact that they made a variation of the first game was really fascinating, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that a lot of these finalists are just kind of nobodies besides Player 3, Player 456, and the Baby, but I think personally it's more realistic, number one, but the chemistry of this group had was interesting, and it created this like psychological game more than anything else. Like we really get to see the lowest and the highest humanity can go, and it was a perfect way to test the moralities of these characters, to build out the themes that Hwang Jung-hyuk wants to portray, and it was just such a nerve-wracking game, and people also said it was drawn out, but no, I really appreciated that because we could really dig deep into the psyche of each character, and that's why this game is one of my favorites. But number 7 is Squid Game. This original Squid Game in Season 1 versus Sang-woo and Gi-hun, it has it all. It has emotion, it has some of the best choreography, and it's just heartbreaking. Like when Sang-woo dies is one of the most emotional scenes, one of the scenes that maybe the most closest to crying, and it's beautifully executed. So yeah, that's at 7th place. 6th place is Red Light, Green Light, because this is where we all got that shock factor. I personally have seen a lot of other content before, so I was not like one of the first people in the world to discover this series and discover, oh, people die, but it was still shocking, and the way Fly Me to the Moon work with this game is just so fun to watch, and it just shows you how good the season's going to be because it executes everything perfectly. And yeah, that's why I have 7th place, or 6th place. And 5th place is Six-Legged Pentalon. This game has it all because it combines all these small games, and it's really interesting to watch all the players be happy and be rooting for these characters. And it's also really interesting to watch like a full-fledged team game. And just seeing the dynamics, and this is where we all start to build out these characters. This is all interesting, so I really appreciated this game for that. And 4th place is Mingle. I mean, this game is just amazing. Like, it combines a lot of the childhoods I had from America, but also for Korea. So personally, that factored into why I like this game so much. But also, this game, like, it's the cinematography, the production design, everything was really good. The only reason why I'm placing this a little bit lower is because I don't think enough major characters died in that episode, so I didn't really get the sense of stakes that I feel like this game could have had a little bit more. But besides that, Mingle is still a very solid game, so it's at the 4th place. And 3rd place is Hide and Seek. The key dynamic with this game of knives and keys is just brilliant. Seeing once again how low humanity can go, and seeing how violent these games can be. Like this episode really this episode that has the game is just really heartbreaking, and it's really well executed. I might have a full video on this later, but the way the camera works, the way the one-shots work, the way the production is built out, and I like how they spent this game in an entire episode building out the deaths, building out the arcs, and Hide and Seek is just because that's one of my favorite games across all 3 seasons. And 2nd place is Glass Bridge, because this game has stakes, because it's just luck. It's basically luck. It's about how low your original number was, and that's how, obviously Gi-hun, Sang-woo, and Sebek survived, but the stakes that we have, the high point of the stakes that we have with all these other games is almost present in every single step, whether that's an important character, whether that's a minor character that's stepping out, and this game has it all. It has the stakes, it has the emotions, it has execution. And at 1st place is Tug of War, because my god, the cliffhanger at the end of this first Tug of War episode was one of the best cliffhangers I have seen on TV. Like, this is the classic underdog story as they try to fight this group of all men, and this is where we really get to care about each character. We get to really see where they shine in that final speech, in the final moments of the episode, where the old man explains his plan. Is one of my favorite. it might be one of the best scenes across Squid Game, alongside Russian Roulette for me. And yeah, Tug of War was just such an exciting game and a thrilling game to watch. And I feel like it also captured a sense of height more than Jump Rope did. So that's my ranking for all the games for Squid Game. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications once again. I'll be also covering F1 because I'm going to watch that movie tomorrow. I'm going to be covering that soon. I'm going to be doing a full Squid Game Season 3 review. Some community topics if I get that, so make sure you type that in the comments if you have one. And, I might also cover other Squid Game content. We'll have to see. But that's it. And thank you for watching this video. I'm Owen. This is Owen Talks Movies. And have a great day.